Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. We're the DimitrovBoelee piano duo. My name is Dimitri Dimitrov.
And my name is DimitrovBoelee.
And today we're making a video called DimitrovBoelee Discuss Shortcuts. How we came to this video actually about shortcuts is a few weeks ago I was scrolling through my Facebook and I saw an advertising for piano lessons. And long story short, the advertisement was something like, forget about long hours of practice, forget about practicing hard, forget about piano playing being difficult and having to put effort into it. People have been wrong for hundreds of years until now, and all you basically have to do is just practice only a few minutes even a day, and after a few months you would be an artist, you would be an accomplished piano player. And so I went to Elvira and I said we have to talk about this because it is so wrong, because it is an obvious scam that so many people fall into. Many of us, if not all of us, we want to see, of course, quick results out of what we are doing. And piano playing is not an exception. Everyone who wants to play piano hears beautiful piece of music, right? And they just want to play that piece of music. And of course, you want to do that as soon as possible. But we want to have this discussion that you shouldn't fall into the trap that this can be accomplished within a few weeks or months, because it just takes time to learn proper habits, to learn the proper way of playing piano. People who promise you quick things is usually
with no effort. I think that's the main thing you should watch out for. Quick things with no effort.
Exactly.
Because I've had students who actually did amazingly quick. Within 1 year were playing in a way that, I was very, very impressed and very proud, but they put in the work.
Yeah.
So quick, I think, yes, it's possible. If somebody says I can teach you piano in 2 months, I would say, no, that's too quick. But quick, maybe in combination with no effort, there should be an alarm signal going off in your head,
Also I find this to be not good for you, for people who want to actually study piano and learn piano, but it's also not good for the teachers who actually put a lot of years hard work into their craft, and they're trying to give you good information and they're trying to teach you, and then somebody comes along who actually probably also studied for quite many years, and then he suddenly promises to give you the magic pill to piano playing. It's not going to work. Don't fall into that trap. So what else did we want to say except don't fall into that trap? What else did we want to discuss?
Well, I personally wanted to say that when Dimitar came to me with this, I was angry. That was my first reaction. I was so angry. And I think, even though obviously anger, it doesn't solve anything and is not necessary, I think it's a normal reaction, because I can imagine if there's like somebody winning Olympic gold, right? Being really fit, being really amazing at his craft and putting in thousands and thousands of hours. How would you feel if somebody is selling this, this stuff, this scam? Somebody is selling this to you. Don't put all these hours, man. You'll be fit if you just eat this one food. It's just the first reaction, I think, is anger. But after that, it's not useful. I will try to put away my anger for this. But I think that it's our responsibility and responsibility of course, all other professionals to inform people what are the consequences of shortcuts, and, do they fit your goals? Because I can imagine if you want to play only one piece, there is a shortcut that you can take. For example, you have these light shows on YouTube, these lights showing you which keys to play. And I think
at which moment, what key you have to press. Yeah, you can learn songs as well like this.
That's like another shortcut, for example, that did make me angry in the beginning. But I think that if it suits your goals, you have to be aware of the consequences of a shortcut. So for example, with this shortcut, you don't learn any skills. You don't learn to read notes. You don't understand rhythm. You cannot reproduce it. And I think it's our job to inform people what are the consequences of this, and why would you want to study piano? Why would you want to put in the effort?
Yeah, for example, just a second, because you mentioned this with the lights. I don't know how it's actually called. Probably you know better than me how it's called, but you can learn quickly a piece of music, but you will depend on that particular way to learn another song. You will never know how to read notes and how to play the second song you want to learn. So you are limited in that sense to knowing just that one piece that you just copied over and over again. So you would never be able to let's say you find another piece of music that you want to learn. You never know how to do that. And so you're very limited in this. And it's in a way a shortcut, but like Elvira, what you're saying is actually very good. If your goal is just to play one or two songs in your whole life and you want to just copy them and then just move your fingers by physically memorizing that and not knowing what you're doing, but just playing it and listening to that, I think it's wonderful. I think it's fine. It's not a problem, right? So in that sense, these videos are useful for those of you who want to play limited amount of pieces. But for those of you who want to actually understand what they are playing, why is it sounding the way it sounds, what exactly you're doing with your fingers, with the keyboard, and after that wanting to study by yourself pieces, that's not the way to go. Shortcuts, then having a shortcut, looking for a shortcut, it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think I like what you said, doing it by yourself, studying by yourself. So if you want musical independence, you would not be looking for a shortcut.
Absolutely.
And I think with the internet and so much information available and everything, I think that it's important for the right knowledge to be out there. So first of all, think what are your goals? And second of all, remember that if your goals are musical independence and understanding and skills and being able to reproduce your results, you have to put in effort. Remember that with what you want, effort comes into play. And I think that just to come back to the musical lights, once again, we don't know what they're called, but we'll call them musical lights.
Yeah, if those of you who know, just leave a comment below. I have no idea what that is.
So with the musical lights, I think that if you want, just something to compare it with, if you want to learn how to draw, right? A lot of effort goes into that. You have to learn how to draw simple things first. We all start with stick figures and whatnot. But there's a shortcut for drawing, right? You print out something that you want.
I need that shortcut, actually.
You want to surprise me with one drawing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you print out something that you like and then you put it against the window.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
You know this shortcut probably. I mean, every one of you knows it.
But you have no idea how to draw.
But that's an example of you have to put in some effort, right? But it's very few. You don't have to start all at the beginning and you get one result. You know nothing of drawing. You know nothing of light and shadow. You know nothing of value. You know nothing. Value is, by the way, the darker and lighter. So you know nothing about the principles of drawing, but you have one quick result. And I think it's the same with, for example, if you want to learn to read. You can learn a passage by heart. But you can't read a book, So if that's what you want, then a shortcut, you can use a shortcut. You'll have effort, but you'll have less effort. If you want independence and you want skills in what you're creating, it's always effort. And
it's always, yeah.
I think secretly we know that. We know that, and still we sometimes fall for these kinds of scams.
You mentioned in the beginning, like the pill for losing weight. We had a period now with the pandemic and everything is closed, the gyms are closed. We had a period when we were working out really hard in the gym. And I was fascinated the same way, but since it's not my profession, I didn't care about it. But in a way, it was shocking that people promise you that you can exactly lose weight or have abs if you don't go to the gym and if you don't eat. And I was looking at all these...
If you don't eat, you might get abs, but you mean if you don't eat healthy.
If you don't eat healthy, you can still eat the crap you eat, but you can have abs if you just wrap yourself with this belt, special belt that vibrates and gives you, or a special pill that gives you abs. And I was following YouTube channels for fitness, and I saw the guys getting absolutely angry. Angry because of those offered shortcuts with the pills and the belts, and they're like, I'm working my ass off for years in the gym, and that's the only way for you to get abs, that's the only way for you to get muscles being toned and being fit. And then somebody comes along and tells you, I'm gonna show you how you can have abs by basically taking a pill. And with piano is absolutely the same thing. So if somebody promises you something very quick, he's just after your money. So watch out with that. Basically, anything that's worthwhile doing, anything that's worthwhile learning it takes time and it takes effort. You can still have fun, you can still enjoy, you still can achieve very quick results, but that depends on you. That it depends on the effort you're willing to put, the focus, the concentration you're willing to put. Everything that at the end is a good result takes effort. That's what it is. There is no way around it. And I don't know why so many people fall into these traps. It's like really people take advantage of your wish to have quick results. And so I find that really unfair. I find that really not good. And that's what we wanted to shoot the video to remind you that to be careful, to watch out. And at the end of the day, my belief is that you should never allow yourself to become a person who looks for shortcuts. I think, like we said, there is no shortcut to anything. And I think it's an awful habit and an awful trait in your character to develop and encourage to want to have shortcuts. You're going to take all the wrong decisions. You are going to do all the wrong things. So generally think about it. Whatever you are doing, also aside from playing piano, don't let yourself be a person who encourages the idea that shortcuts exist and that you look for shortcuts on a regular basis. I think that would be my message at the end, and then you're going to be fine.
And I think this obsession with shortcuts maybe actually comes from a deeper obsession with results, like thinking that all that matters in life is results. And, I'm sure you know the saying of the what is it, the pleasure is in the journey or something, it's cliche, but it's so true. You're not going to, part of the reason why we admire these amazing, for example, fit people with beautiful bodies or like with great skills like art, drawing or piano playing or whatever. Part of why this is so valuable is because of all the effort that's been put in. And I mean, it's also when you're practicing a passage and it's a hard passage and you're practicing it and there comes a moment that it clicks, that is so satisfying. And this satisfaction you won't get if you just snap your fingers and get a result.
No, and I was thinking when you were saying this, the story that you're going to tell with your body, with your playing, with your books, with your drawing, the story that's behind that is the process. So if you don't have a process, if you have a shortcut, you're not going to have a story to tell. You're playing. Why do you think when you listen to different pianists playing, you say, wow, he plays it so much more beautiful than that other person who just playing notes? That's because also there is a story behind that. So if you don't have a story that you went through, that you struggled and learned something, that's going to make your playing, for example, more interesting. You actually know there is substance in all the steps you've taken.
It's beautiful.
And so when you take a shortcut, everything is empty. It's a hollow box and you're just playing a piece, but you don't know what you're doing. So that's the other thing I thought about. It's because like when it might sound like a cliche, exactly what you're saying. The process is in the joy, the pleasure is in the journey. The journey is not only it's not only always pleasurable, but it's exactly the story you're building. I mean, life is not always fun. Things happen, right? But you don't want to just sleep, wake up only in the great moments and then fall asleep in the bad moments and then wake up in the great moments. Who are you then? Also a hollow box. So everything, you can't avoid life. So don't avoid the process. You're going to build a great story that way. Anyway, I hope we didn't make this video too long, but it was on our mind and we wanted to discuss it. We're going to discuss in the future more things that we just come up with. And if there's something that's important to you, any of you who wants to have that we discuss with Elvira something, a topic that's very important to you, just let us know. We will be very happy to hear. Don't forget that you can like this video if you enjoyed it. That would help us enormously, and also subscribe to the channel. In this way, every time we upload a video, you would be informed by YouTube that we upload it, and also you'll help us grow the YouTube channel. Also, we're on Instagram. You can follow us there. We upload our playing and sometimes different tips and photos. You know what Instagram is about. Follow us there. For us, it was a pleasure recording this video for you, and we will see you next time again.